It's motorsports, stripped to the core. Competition down to earth and flying high. It is rally, and this is the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship. The dawn of the fifth round for 2013 is on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. It's home to Coffs Harbour. Considered the most livable climate in Australia, nestled between a mountain backdrop and some untouched beaches, making it a popular tourist destination. But one weekend a year, it's a destination that attracts more than just tourists.
Well, there's certainly some excitement in the air because in a few minutes these cars will be tackling the first special stage of what's going to be the most exciting motorsport event in Australia this year. It's round 5 of the Australian Rally Championship and round 10 of the World Championship. Now there are plenty of big names here: Sebastian Ogier, Mikko Hirvonen, Chris Meek. Throw into the mix all our Australian heroes: Eli Evans, Scott Petter, Brendan Reeves. Now all those teams and more will be fighting it out over the next 3 days, north, west and south of here, over forests and shire roads. I tell you what, this is one hell of an event.
While the World Championship cars and their drivers attract huge crowds, Coates Hire Rally Australia had brought plenty out of the woodwork to contest the ARC as well. A record field of two-wheel drive cars lined up to compete on the same roads as the WRC teams. For Eli Evans and Glenn Weston, this round could well be a championship decider. Their Honda Jazz G2 has dominated this season. If they pull it off, it'll be the perfect setting to bag their second Australian Rally crown. It'll be a tall order for Scott Petter and Dale Moscott, but their Swiss Renault Sport has taken it up to the Honda all year in its debut season. This weekend, they must win to stay in championship contention. The third team in the fight is the Wild Child from the West. With the experienced Bill Hayes guiding the way in the second Renault, Tom Wild is nipping at the heels of the leading cars, ready to pounce. Brendan Reeves will be hoping for more reliability to show just what the Rally School Mazda 2 is capable of, while Mark Petter will try to consolidate his position to bring Honda those all-important manufacturer points. It's been a year of change with the move to two-wheel drive, and once again more makes and models join the outright championship. Regular junior Steve McKenzie has swapped the Fiesta for a Peugeot 207. He and Ben Searcy will be hoping to impress the eyes that will be focused on the World Rally stage this weekend. Another junior, Henry Knott, has chosen a different route in 2013, a rear-wheel drive BMW 130i, showing the wide and varied interest in two-wheel drive that exists across the country. And Glenn Raymond and brother Matt are back after a couple of seasons off in a turboed Mazda RX-7. This weekend has a maximum 100 points on offer plus bonuses. 40 points for the overall rally win and 20 for each of the 3 legs being run under WRC regulations. The bonus power stage points have already been handed out. Eli Evans grabbing 5 for the win after the fastest qualifier, Scott Petter, made a meal of the chicane and threw away the chance of his first Petter's power stage win, finishing with just 1 point in third. As fourth fastest qualifier, Jack Monkhouse joined Eli as the only drivers to miss the chicane, and for that, he banked 3 points before competition officially began. No points for last round power stage winner Tom Wild, but his consistency of making every power stage this season continued. There were plenty who used the 3 runs across the short Wedding Bell stage to dial in their car. While the stage is important for bonus points, there's no penalty for a DNF. A broken drive shaft in the Polo for Michael Bowden meant no extra points. The Warhope Warrior was granted a second life to start the rally with a clean slate. WA's Nick Box had a close encounter with the destination New South Wales chicane, but wildcard entry Steve McKenzie, way too hot under brakes, mowing down the barrier en route to the finish. Another junior, Guy Tyler, wasn't able to do that. Fortunately, no more damage than pride. And he and the rest of the East Coast Bull Bar's outright contenders line up for the official start in the heart of Coffs Harbour. The green flag's about to drop for the first stage of Rally Australia under lights. The Armour All Super Special Stage coming up in just a few moments. The Armour All Super Special Stage would allow everyone to be up close and personal with the rally cars, the short sprint featuring every night of the competition. Thousands flocked to Brailsford Park in the centre of Coffs Harbour to see what the commotion was about. There is more than Armour All needed for protection around the opening special stage. Glancing off the Coates higher water barriers, almost a necessity.
3 right onto gravel, narrows.
The slippery nature of the temporary clay surface catches Reeves, but he finishes 4th for the night. Justin Dowell is quick on the first pass, 1.1 off 3rd place. Exactly the start he wants, but the LG Polo misfires badly before the start of the second run and he withdraws to service. He and Sue Evans take a 10-minute penalty. Their weekend will be catch-up from here. No catch-up for Mick Patton, but it's his stall at the hairpin that masks his good start, 7th in SS1. At home in the stadium environment, Jack Monkhouse blasts the Fibertech Medical Sylvia around 5th fastest. Eli Evans is quickest both runs, with Scott Pedder right on his tail. Second Renault of Tom Wilde bumps Pedder back next run though, leaving a 2.6 second gap to the top spot overnight. By the light of day, there is plenty of chat about the Super Special.
A great stage, spectators loved it, but it was very tricky.
The thing that stood out to me was the slipperiness. That first corner was an ice skating ring.
It's just very inconsistent in grip, and the track is carved up really badly.
It's pretty rough and technical in that stage last night, but yeah, it's one of those things you got to get through, and the day starts today really for us.
And that's where the focus for leg 1 is. 3 gravel stages to the southwest, then service back in Coffs before repeats of those same stages. The juniors, Mackenzie and Knott, start the morning dealing with issues from the Super Special stage.
Last night was horrible for us. Broke a drive shaft on the second run. The boys are now trying to make one because the input shaft's different to the outer, of course. But it looks like we're getting there.
I think we might have had a air bubble in the clutch line, so hence we couldn't engage gear on the start line. So, but I think that's settled itself. There's nothing really we can do unless open it up, and that might make more. So we'll just run it, see how it goes, and have a bit of fun.
Tucker's Knob is on the edge of the Dorrigo National Park. At 8 kilometres, it's the shortest stage of the event. Junior Sean Keating is causing his business partner some embarrassment. Obviously, team orders didn't filter through. He leads Nick Box in the newer Nissan by 4 seconds.
Yeah, he seemed to think that it was he was driver number 1 and I was driver number 2, but I think he might be getting kicked out into the open truck and I'll have the enclosed truck on the way home.
In his first ARC event, Scott Jackson is also in the popular Nissan Silvia.
They're really good base form. Yeah. Pretty sure they're the new Datsun 1600.
With plenty of ARC experience, Eli Evans is quickest despite a near spin. But the bigger issue is tyre wear. The hard surface is taking its toll on the Kumos after just 8 kilometres.
Crest, link short line. Repeating, short left 4 over crest, link short line. Then short right 7. Links far short 5 narrow. Short left 8. 50, far short left 6 line. 70, far short left 7. Right 10. 70, keep short right 9 over crest into left 8. Then caution, slow left 9 over crest into right 3.
Scott Pedder is 2.6 seconds behind with Brendan Reeves a further 1.4 adrift. But he made the wrong tyre choice and the Rally School Mazda has been hard on its rubber. With another 35 kilometres of special stages, this could be a concern. Glenn Raymond is a surprise in the RX-7 after a delayed start to the season. He is 5th. Michael Bowden is a second behind the Raymonds. The VW Polo has been rebuilt for this round, including engine and suspension. The Warhope Warrior has been struggling all season with setup, and he's radically softened the front suspension for more movement under braking to give better feel and grip on the road.
Starting to get a car that handles too. Yes.
Through the next stage, the brother and sister combo elevate themselves to 5th outright. A fully balanced engine, reworked cylinder head and new camshafts working in the correct rev range have changed the characteristics of this power plant. And in conjunction with the suspension setup, the car is strong.
Well done, mate.
This stage is Tom Wilde's moment in the sun, though. The Veranda Apartments Renault is a full second clear of Eli Evans by the end of stage, and co-driver Bill Hayes knows it's a worthy time.
Go on, son. He's had a go in there.
Far short left 6 line. Finish.
Evans, meantime, is clear about one thing.
Good job.
Just try to keep the knees that good, mate.
The road surface is creating 2 issues, grip and tyre wear.
8 minus left short.
The Rally School Mazda is less than half a second a K behind Evans. Smythe and Reeves are conscious of a further 24 kilometres before service.
Yeah, I think it's too easy with those tyres, but what do you do? I was stuffed at the end.
Short 9 left, 50. Finish.
It's the same story for Scott Pedder and Dale Moscott, who finish behind the Rally School Mazda.
7:21.0. It's a bit of a handful. Not much tyre left there, is there? I was so easy up the hills. Yeah. I was like half throttle up the hills the whole time. That's what you had to do, mate. Don't worry about it.
As teams assemble for just the 3rd forest stage of the event, it's becoming a battle of wits. Just who can manage their tyres the best will likely come out on top by service back in Coffs. Pedder and Moscott are fast through the longest stage of the day. SS5 Newry is 25 kilometres long. The 2-minute gap between cars is just enough for the dust to clear. The Swiss Renault is still more than half a second a K quicker than anyone else.
6 left, 50. Crest 10 right. 80, left entry, 10 right over crest, 100, 9 left, 80, 10 right, out, 50, care, 4 right, don't cut, neat, bridge, into, 4 right, 100, crest, 50, 2 left plus, late, 50, brow 50, brake 8 left 20, turn 1 right, up.
The rock-hard surface underneath the dust powder is the problem, and Eli Evans is doing what he can to look after the Kumos.
50, bump, left 4.
Reeves is well in touch, and the lead 3 cars are relieved to reach the finish.
Yeah, really pissy. The tyres wore like crazy on the first stage. They were mediums and they were nearly destroyed in 8Ks, so we took it easy on the next one. Put one new front on for this and one of the rears on, and just went like hell. But Scott's taken a lot out, but Eli's hardly taken any, so that's good.
Took new tyres into this stage and just trying to drive conservative, just trying to control wheel spin, because it's easily you can throw the rally away by just blowing the front tyres off any of these front-wheel drive cars. So conservative approach there, super neat, just try not to make any mistakes, so I'm pretty happy with that run.
16:53. Yeah, that was our plan. We took it easy first 2. They were going with the tyre readers, so I think we just had more tyre than Eli in that one, and I pushed on as hard as I could at a little moment in the shade with a little dust there, but just so rewarding stages, you know. You up the hills in the sand, very hard in the front wheel drive car, but as soon as these things get going, whoop, quick down the hills.
Tom Wilde is not quick. A yellow caution for an FIV, a first intervention vehicle, means they must cease racing and will be given a derived time. Unfortunately, just 2 minutes later, Jack Monkhouse has not been given the yellow flag and is unaware of the change in rally conditions. He quickly catches the slow-moving Renault in the dust. Frustration boils over at the finish.
We caught the FIV in there, so we drove transport out the end of the stage. So the guys behind seemed a bit upset, but there's nothing we could do about it. We got yellow flagged on the stage, so.
Don't stress, like it's yellow.
We had no yellows at all.
They told us to start line, go. Oh, we didn't even know you were there.
Safety in rallying is paramount. The FIV was responding to a possible fire in a WRC car mid-stage, but a derived time might well have stopped Tom Wilde from leading the rally.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet. It could help us out, but it could be detrimental as well, so we'll find out by the end of the day.
Tyres are still the top conversation in the lunchtime service as every team struggles to understand the unusual tyre wear.
Well, yesterday everybody was saying they wanted 900s or hards. This morning everybody came in and went, no, we're going out on 800s.
Because it was cooler.
It was
cooler.
It
hasn't rained here for a month.
But it's raining at Port Macquarie.
It's coming this afternoon.
Rain or shine, it's Scott Petter's Swiss Renault Sport that has regained the outright lead by 1.7 seconds.
Scott took a heap of time out of it, so I don't know, it's a bit of a thing. What do? Do you push and destroy your tyres, or do you hang in there? And haven't decided yet.
That decision will need to be made before the repeat runs across the Leg 1 stages later this afternoon. The peace and serenity of the Coffs Coast couldn't be more in contrast with the hinterland. Competition in the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship getting underway after the lunchtime service in downtown Coffs Harbour.
Short left 8.
Repeat stages means swept roads, and all that means faster times. In clear air as lead car, Eli Evans has the Honda Jazz on song.
Yeah, I think we're about 6 seconds faster, so just a bit tidy of that run. Got a bit of time to make up after they did a drive time for Tom, so they put us into third, so we're just trying to get some time back on these next two, just so we're still in the mix, still in the hunt for tomorrow.
Rally leader Scott Petter is next car on the road and is matching Eli's pace within a quarter of a second. Petter's championship is turned on its lid. Everything had to go according to script this round, and this was definitely not part of it. The Rally School Mazda 2 is bearing down on them, so getting clear of the car is critical.
3 left 30, 9 left, right on Burlington, 9 left.
They're partially blocking the road.
How far back?
You can get through okay.
Yeah, how far back? Get through the cup, we've got to go.
We need to keep moving.
How far back?
I don't know, a couple of Ks.
Reeves is 7 seconds off Evans' pace, but Tom Wilde is still to come.
Slow down, let this car off. Let's 7 up, hug, keep going. 50, turn right, 7. Again, righto, slow down.
Wilde is slowed well before the crashed car and loses valuable time.
Okay, left 6. That slowed us down for ages. We went, no, and then they're way off the road anyway.
It just clipped the top left hand on a crest, but just took too much. Got it wrong on the braking on the entry and just tripped it up.
Juniors leader Glenn Raymond is the big winner, third fastest across Tucker's Knob, but a late check-in penalty of 30 seconds will take the shine off an otherwise exciting ride in the RX-7.
Yeah, I got a bit of air in the brakes, so not real confidence inspiring. You got to pump the pedal about 4 times to get it to actually stop, so a bit conservative in there, so the high speed stuff's pretty exciting, not knowing if you're going to stop or not.
Michael Bowden's run in the Warhope Motors Polo is on target, 5th through SS6, but importantly, thanks to Petter's crash, now 4th outright.
Medium 4.5 wide. That dust is so thick.
Yep.
The Repco Polo is slower, but considering the handicap, Mick Patton is well pleased with 10th outright.
The right-hand rear brake line was leaking and split, so we've crimped it off. Came through with 3 brakes, and which was a little bit tricky, but a couple of corners were really nice, and then the other ones were a little bit hard, but the VW's done great, and we've come through well, so it was good.
10 left on crest, 39 right, and straight crest, 39 right, 56 left, tightens 4 in. 39 right into 9 left on brow, 53 right, and
Jack Monkhouse is 6th, but the intensity of competition shows just how fine the line is between winning and losing.
4 right.
Junior Steve McKenzie has his best result in a stage that is to his liking, equalling Monkhouse. The second Honda Jazz is just 0.3 of a second behind. Mark Petter and Claire Ryan keeping it clean and tidy. Amidst the pressure of winning is Ron Moore. The fight up front doesn't interest the Commodore driver in the slightest. When you're from Bathurst, what else would you drive but a car with 8 of the General's finest?
That's good fun out there, I tell you, that's good, that's great, yep. What else would you do it in? I don't know what these boys are playing with these front-wheel drive things, waste of time. Mate, we're here for the skids and the doughies and yeah, have a good time. Please the crowd and yeah, chuck some rocks.
The pressure is off Eli Evans through SS7, Bellingen. With Petter out of the picture, he and Glenn Weston can concentrate on finishing this rally and bagging those all-important championship points. Still, they are quickest to complete the 11k stage. The best Brendan Reeves can manage is 7 minutes 10 seconds, 4 behind the Honda. Scott Petter is 3rd, but the damage has been done. He and Dale Moscott forced to claw their way back up the leaderboard from 13th. Nick Box started the day in 10th, but moves up to 8th by end of stage, in the process jumping the sister All-Stars Garage Sylvia. The short super special at Brailsford Park brings no change to positions. After last night, all teams are on high alert to the potential damage that could be done in just 1.6 k's of racing. For everyone else, it was just another great night's entertainment. Leg 2 is coming up shortly, but next it's Can-Am and Polaris head-to-head in the Australian Side-by-Side Challenge. Their ambassadors took time out earlier in the week to explore the Coffs Coast beaches, and Ross Duncan had caught up with them to find out just who would be on top at the end of the weekend.
Well, this year's ARC has certainly been an exciting one, not only for the two-wheel drives, but the side-by-sides as well. Now, before they go out racing in the forest, the two ambassadors for Polaris and Can-Am have taken the opportunity to check out the sensational beaches around Coffs Harbour.
It's a good opportunity for us to just get out and have a bit of a play, and it's fantastic to have beaches up here in New South Wales where you can drive on them, and it's pretty special. We've certainly had a good time out here this morning.
Hey, look, Coffs Harbour, the mid-north coast, the north coast of New South Wales is one of the most beautiful areas in the world, let alone Australia, and it's fantastic to have a World Championship rally here. It's good to get down here with my mate off the course, but arch enemies, like he did said. It's and I think the thing to remember too, Ross, and it doesn't matter whether you're in a classic car, in a WRC car, you're in the side-by-sides like we are, at the top end of each of those categories, there's no room for error. We all want to win, let's face it. We want to have a bit of fun before we get there, but we want to do well, you know, and that's what it's all about. That's what racing, that's what rallying's all about down to that last second.
So what's the margin going to be at the end of 220 k's, boys?
Jeez, that's going to be a hard one.
2 seconds?
Oh, it's going to be a few seconds, I reckon. If everything goes to plan, it'll be a few seconds and we're up. Is that the plan?
No, if all goes to plan, I'll win by about 4 minutes and I'll be down here fishing and
we'll still be going, will we? Oh, great. All right.
Hopefully I can borrow a few fishing rods off him. Might be able to come here down here too and enjoy it too.
I think it's going to be close. It'll be close.
Stick around for the action from the Australian side-by-side challenge right after this. You're watching Coates Hire Rally Australia here on the Coffs Coast. The domination by Polaris in the Australian side-by-side challenge looked set to change last round when we finally got to see a glimpse of what Can-Am's new Maverick was capable of. But for a couple of teething mechanical issues, it had the pace to match the Polaris Razor, and both factory drivers arrived ready to do battle. First blood, though, went to Ian Hughes from Tamworth in the ARB Polaris, the super special stage around Brailsford Park to his liking, half a second quicker than Cody Crocker and Michael Guest. It was a different story on the roads around Bellingen to the west of Coffs Harbour. Crocker was quicker by 7 across the 10Ks, but Hughes was still leading Michael Guest by 10 seconds.
It's a medium right, half long.
All was not well in the Can-Am camp.
We're going to punch it. Really? Yeah.
A suspected puncture turned out to be a dislodged circlip in the drive shaft, and it was a simple matter of refitting before the next stage. It did the trick. The Can-Am was on top by nearly 7 seconds after 24 kilometres. Crocker and Hughes trailing the Maverick that was rapidly closing in on the rally lead.
Well, we've got to get off the stage. What do you reckon?
The other Maverick suffered similar issues. Nathan Shivers over and out when a drive shaft comes out at full travel over the rough terrain.
It can really go bad on us. We need to check it and just see what we can do.
Okay, jump out.
Newcomers to side-by-side racing, Chris Roche and Brendan Clark, were slightly off the frenetic pace that was being set up front. The leg win went to Polaris, with Michael Guest unable to find the 10 seconds required to peg back the gap. Leg 2 saw the longest stage of the event, 50 kilometres across the Shire roads of Nambucca. Cody Crocker excited about racing on the same stages as the WRC.
Yeah, I think we're first to take the Razor to the World Championship, so that's pretty cool. And the stages have been pretty awesome. They're quite rough in places, which suits us fine. I think all the rally guys are actually complaining that they're a bit rough, but we're loving it.
If he loved it, then Guest loved it even more. After 50 Ks, the Can-Am had secured an 11-second advantage.
That last 50K, that's the toughest. I think we might have got Cody by 12 seconds. That's probably the toughest 12 seconds that I've had to fight for a while. So it's good, and that's what rallying's all about. It's about having that cutthroat battle, and we've got that on at the moment. Got another 14K stage to do now, so I'll have to keep on it there. And if we can go back to the super specials tonight with a bit of a lead of 10 or so seconds, then we're looking okay. But hey, anything can happen yet, so we just got to keep the pressure on.
Nathan Shivers wasn't happy, nursing a damaged diff. He suffered a puncture in the Maverick, and it was game over for his rally. The pressure was on Polaris. Ian Hughes, third fastest, but he drops time to the Can-Am.
Yeah, the tyres on the back are pretty much gone, and I came into a corner a bit hot and spun it right round. So lucky it was in a safe spot, didn't do anything. So.
Rookie Brendan Clark was trailing the man who'd introduced him to side-by-sides, but was just having a ball.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Buzz, yeah. Can't get the smile off my face. First time out in the 50K run, first rally ever, so I'm happy with it.
Nothing separates the two marks next stage. 14 kilometres on Valor sees a win to Crocker by 0.2 of a second. So it was all tied up at the end of the second day, a leg apiece, with one to decide who would be on top at Coates Rally Australia. Leg 3 was all red, Crocker taking the 11-kilometre Bucker stage by 2 seconds from Michael Guest.
70. Jump slow, 45 left. Into 6 right. And straight crest 8. And straight 80. 7 right short, left 8 right clip.
Ian Hughes was less than a second a K behind, and his protege another 30 behind him. Brendan Clark was settling in well in his first time out in the Razor, in front of Queensland's Chris Roche and Adam Green. A unique aspect of the side-by-sides is the two guys running the factory machines, always making themselves available to help the new guys. And former offshore powerboat racer Chris Roche benefits from such advice as he accustoms himself to steering on land rather than sea. Wedding Bells was rough. Game on as Michael Guest pushed the Maverick and hauled in the Polaris Razor. The rest of the competition was left in their dust. The decider would come down to the final stage, Shipmans. After 3 days of competition on all kinds of road surfaces, Polaris led Can-Am to the last stage by a mere 0.7 of a second. Guest needed just 1 second to win the third and final leg and claim the rally victory. Crocker covered the 29 kilometres in 18 minutes and 6 seconds.
Into 6 right. Oh, go. Okay. 5 right, into 6 right to 5 left long.
Guest completed the stage in 17 minutes, 49 seconds, with a margin of 17 and the leg win by 16 seconds. Polaris Razor 1, Can-Am Maverick 2. The rally win going to Can-Am, with the fight set to resume in the final round of the Australian Side-by-Side Challenge. Up next, all the action from Leg 2, the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship on the Coffs Coast. You're watching the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship coming to you from Coffs Coast. While the rally hub is based in the CBD, the action is again happening out on the forest and shire roads around Coffs Harbour. Eli Evans can breathe easy after Scott Petter's crash yesterday, but he is all too aware of his adversary's determination.
I've had a ball racing Scott this year, and I've got no doubt he's going to go absolutely flat out today. He's going to try and grab as many points as he can.
But there may not be enough points left on offer to make the difference.
No, that was probably much the end of the championship right there. You know, obviously there's still a sniff of a chance, but it relies on Eli making a mistake, and based on the last now 11 rallies, that's not going to happen.
In rally terms, Brendan Reeves will now be chasing down Eli Evans. But with 50 kilometre stages today, preparation for driver as well as car will be critical.
So what I've done, my notes a little bit different. I don't know if some of the other guys have done it, but we've marked every 5Ks through the stage, so I can really pace myself. And then when it's 10Ks to go, come on, push on now. There's not much left. And the tank will be getting fairly dry by then. Especially as a driver, you're working hard. After 30 Ks you can feel it, but after 50 we'll be really worn out.
Into crest, then flat 9 right short, 40, flat 10 left short on brow, 200, straight 2, brake early 6 minus right wide, brake early 6 minus right wide, into 8 plus left, 80, 9 left short, 30, brake 5 plus right in. 5 plus right in. Big switch, 7 left opens. 60, 9 minus left. 50, 8 plus left opens. Tightens 8 onto Wooden Bridge. Tightens 8 onto the bridge. Go 100. Crest 50, 5 right opens, 9 down. 100. Narrow bridge, 60. So narrow bridge 60, 7 plus right.
His preparation is right on the money. Fastest through the 50 kilometres of Nambucca to the south, centred around Bowraville.
Flying finish 100, slow 8, yep, got it, slow 8 minus left. Well done, mate.
Tyres felt knackered from halfway, so what do you do? After 30 kilometres I thought the tyres had gone conserve, and the car had been quite oversteery at the start, then it was understeery towards the end, so it was really hard to get the mix between the two.
Scott Petter is on a charge. He is quicker than the Mazda over the first 40 kilometres by 4 seconds. But once again, Lady Luck is not shining on the Swiss Renault Sport.
It's going to be loose down the hill from now, turning 1 right. Three left late, loose down the hill, 3 left late. 50. 4 right, 50, 8 left, 200.
crest 20, 7 left. 7 left, brow, break 9 right, 30. Care, short 9 left, entry.
Unbelievably, Pedder still manages to finish just 0.1 of a second behind the Rally School Mazda after the longest stage of the event.
Man, that would have been a cracking time. Unbelievable. Where is our freaking luck? It's in that bloody Honda. That's where our luck is.
Eli Evans is the only driver to be close to the lead pair, 2 seconds behind Reeves. But everyone has the same issue, tyres.
Braking 70, right 5 minus.
Tom Wilde has a moment late in the stage.
Plus. Yes.
It's a big save on the same corner that took out Chris Meek in spectacular style in the WRC.
3 left mid, opens.
Mick Patton has a moment too.
Here's 3 left mid, 3 mid, opens.
But recovers to post a top 10 finish.
Out wider, entering the mids. 8 left, and Care stay left, brow into half late, 5 right mid. Care stay left, brow into half late, 5 right mid. Half late, 5 right mid. Leave the half late and the mid, half late, 5 right mid. Opens, 100. 8 right, 40.
Right up 150. 3 right on crest 100. Caution narrow 6 left over bump in 50. 4 right on brow 100. 8 right into jump 50.
Jack Monkhouse and Ben Atkinson have the Fibertech Medical Sylvia flying. But through the rough section joining the 2 Shire roads, things go bang in the back.
100. Bump into 4 right. Wheelie broken an arm.
Mark Pedder and Claire Ryan collect 6th for their trouble, leaving Jack in their dust with a broken diff. Like everyone, they will struggle into the remote refuel in Bowraville to rotate tyres and rehydrate. At 15 kilometres, Valor is short by comparison. Eli Evans bounces back for the win.
We push through here just to try and get another stage win and keep the pressure on, and we're going to have to just balance it through the 50k stage repeat again.
Frustration continues in the Renault camp.
Yeah, we've had issues with the exhaust obviously for about now 25k's, so you know, once again the pace is there, but just can't get any luck. You know, that's just probably a 2-cent item that ruins your day. But
Michael Bowden's day hasn't been all bad. The suspension is working and the engine is rewarding the Warhope Warrior with top 5 finishes in stage.
We're going all right. You know, the tyres were frying, and the jack refused to work for us back there to change the front to back. So we went with ball tyres to this stage. So, like, you know, that's not too bad. I'm still happy, and the car's in one piece.
Bowden starts well on the repeat of Nambucca, but his 4th position outright amounts to nothing when the oil temperature rises and he's not prepared to risk the new engine. It's game over for the Warhope Motors entry. Junior leader Glenn Raymond suffers a similar fate. A cracked radiator threatens engine temperature and forces him to the side, beginning a slide down the leaderboard from 5th outright. Once again, Mark Pedder is the big winner, jumping 2 spots to 4th outright. Reeves is again fastest on the longest stage, but it's Evans home next, 5 seconds shy. While Eli has the rally lead, Reeves has grabbed the leg lead by less than half a second. This win is important too, with 20 championship points to the victor. At refuel in Bowraville, the stress is showing as teams struggle to change tyres for the final stage. Justin Dowell much happier with his 2nd pass.
At least I drove all right on that stage. The rest of them were a disaster, but I spoke to Simon just to work out what the hell to do with the car and put it where and stuff, so that was much better. So.
30, hug 5 left, 30, 5 left. Then long 3 right, doubles, tightens later. And 5 left, and turn narrow to right. Booted. Yep.
I don't mind I don't mind getting smashed as long as I'm improving, and we're improving, so it's all right.
Scott Petter's issues are compounded through Nambucca with the flow-on of the broken exhaust.
Had an exhaust problem, which means you've got to drive the thing on the rev limiter and be very, very heavy on the throttle, and obviously the negative to that is it's absolutely destroyed 2 brand new Kumos in 42 Ks of stages.
Through the repeat of valour, Eli Evans beats Brendan Reeves by 1.4 seconds and regathers the leg lead with just the 2 super special stages tonight. They line up to square off. Reeves gets the early jump and snatches the lead back by 0.4.
0.4, far out. When you put it like that, that's close.
Take 2, and the Rally School Mazda screams out of the box to protect the narrowest of margins.
So hats off to Brendan and Rhiannon, top job. They deserve that. They've been working hard all year and they've finally got there for their first heat win, so congratulations. That's awesome. To finally knock that Honda off is great. But the team, you guys know how much work they've put in. We've had some problems with this car, but this rally has been excellent. So to finally win a heat's been great, and out there in the super special stage, it was a hell of a lot of fun tonight. So we've really enjoyed today. Let's take that into tomorrow and capitalise on it.
So while Evans maintains the outright lead going into tomorrow, Reeves collects 20 points for winning leg 2. Tom Wilde is 3rd for the day, while the Petters, Scott and Mark, hold down 4th and 5th respectively. Throughout the last 2 days, Adrian Coppin has been running amongst the WRC cars, but he's still eligible for ARC Championship points. They've been without mechanical drama and consistently brought the Innate Motorsport Ford Fiesta home top 10 to give an outright position of 7th leading into the final leg. But that's not his big news. Citroën Australia has just announced they will be campaigning a 2-car factory effort next year, with Adrian Coppin and Tony Sullins behind the wheel of 2 new R3 spec Citroëns. Team boss Ron Kremen is very excited about the latest addition to the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship.
And to have Citroën in this position is ideal. They've got a world-class car. It's proven that on all of the championships around the world, particularly even the British Championship in recent years. All of the drivers have switched to that type of car, so that speaks volumes for itself.
Exciting times ahead for rallying in Australia. For now, though, it's 2 legs down and 1 to go from Coates Hire Rally Australia. We'll be back in just a moment.
New South Wales has some absolutely magnificent beaches, and Coffs Harbour has some of the best examples you'll ever see. Now, vision is absolutely crucial when we're racing cars, but it's also just as important for you when you're driving on the road. Make sure you've got a good, comfortable driving position and just adjust your mirrors so you can see anybody who comes up either behind you and each side. Make sure your rear vision mirror is correctly adjusted and get away from the distractions. So if you're a young driver and you've got a mate in the car, just make sure you pay attention on what's coming up all the time. Certainly no mobile phones. Keep the music to a minimum and keep the chat in the back to a minimum, and you'll be much safer on the road.
Guesty might have been happy with the pristine conditions for the beach, but it's created a huge issue in tyre management due to the dry, hard roads and extreme temperatures.
Not just yesterday's temperature, but how the power is delivered on the cars. Some of these cars, the normally aspirated cars, generate a lot of power at high speed, high revs. The turbo cars tend to use more torque and are therefore a little bit gentler on their tyres. And also even simple things like how aggressive a driver is.
And then there's the dust. For the second time this event, organisers are forced to change the schedule to ensure all drivers, including the WRC, have sufficient space between cars for the dust to settle. For the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship, it means the final leg has been halved in distance. Only 1 pass of the 3 stages on offer today.
We made the decision early in the rally to use the tyres where we needed it to try and get an advantage early, and it looks like it's paid off because, I was saying to the boys, you just never know what happens with this rally with the minute gaps in the WRC field and hold-ups in stages.
The 2013 championship is slipping from Scott Petter's grasp.
Fat lady's just heading over. We'll Google her at the moment. She's getting closer. So Eli's got 65 k's to go to be an Australian champion twice, which is full credit to him. He's had a great year, and obviously our plan is to try and win today and get second, and anything happen today as well.
While Brendan Reeves has had the sniff of victory with leg 2, the outright win might be a tall order in just 65 k's.
Yeah, I think that's definitely out of the question unless Eli has a problem. But we'll drive fast and smooth and try and be up there for the leg as well today. That'd be nice. But if we could get second overall for the rally, that'd be a great achievement, I think, as well.
Jack Monkhouse is out of the forest with the diff replaced. Only one objective today.
The points tally won't be real good, but we'll just be out there and get some coverage and finish the rally.
Left Titans 5 on crest.
If Scott Petter thought his luck was bad, then he needs to speak to Jack.
Mechanical problem.
He and Ben Atkinson finished the 11 kilometres of Bucker, but that's as far as the Fibertech Medical Sylvia goes.
Long straight crest.
9 right, 100.
Petter and Moscott start well, 0.1 of a second off the fastest time across SS17. There will be no rally win, but the leg is up for grabs.
200. Black crest, 100. Right entry, hump, 6 left in. 50, 3 left, over crest. 3 left, over crest, into 3 right, late. Hump, 2 right, plus. 80. 6 left, into flat brow, 50. Hump 54 left. Into 6 right, into flat left, 80, 7 right on hump, 50, bumpy 10 right into hump, short 8 right, hump, 6 left on crest, into 7 right, 80, 6 left bumpy, 50.
Evans and Weston look to extend their rally advantage. The gap back to Brendan Reeves is almost 30 seconds, and the Honda Jazz finishes 0.1 in front of the Swiss Renault, but 3 clear of the Rally School Mazda. Reeves drops another 3 seconds to Evans over Wedding Bells. The 22-kilometre stage is the centrepiece of Coates Hire Rally Australia for leg 3. And the purpose-built rally hub provides a perfect viewing platform for spectators. Petter pounces, taking the advantage, and with it the leg 3 lead by 3 seconds. His brother Mark is 35 seconds behind, but the gap now for 5th outright is down to 40 seconds with 1 stage remaining. In the personal All-Stars garage battle, Nick Box has won through when Sean Keating crashed out in leg 2. Box is 6th outright in the Nissan 370Z. It's been a game of catch-up for Steve McKenzie all weekend, but the Peugeot is now consistently in the top 7 as he and Ben Searcy begin to turn in some good times. With first-class advice from Simon Evans, Justin Dowell turns in fast times as well through the final leg. He and Sue Evans will finish the weekend inside the top 10, and most importantly, with more front-wheel drive experience under their belt. Adrian Coppen has been consistent all weekend, running at the back of the WRC field. He and Tim Batten will finish the rally in 6th on the championship ladder, 1 place in front of Mick Patton, whose consistency jumps the Repco pilot from 10th to 7th in the championship points. Henry Knott's rally in the 130i has been less than spectacular. Niggling mechanicals and a small off have left him languishing in overall terms. And through the final stage, things only get worse.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You okay?
I'm okay. You okay?
He and Kate Lehman are fine, but the debut for the 130i might be its one and only rally. The experience of Bill Hayes shows for the Veranda Apartments Renault. Before SS17, they took a 10-second penalty for starting 1 minute after their start time. This meant Tom Wilde was clear of dust, And with such a large margin back to fourth, his third position overall for the rally would never be threatened by Mark Pedder. Pedder's job is to bring the number 2 Honda Jazz home for the team. Brendan Reeves keeps the pressure on right to the end, beating Pedder back into second by 0.3 of a second after 30 Ks of racing.
8 left, into 8 right, 50, long 8 right, 100, flat right, 100, 6 left, into 9 right.
What a good rally. It's been shortened for us, but the car's performed excellent. We've had no faults and we're really getting in the rhythm of driving the Mazda 2 fast now.
Still, the leg win goes to Pedder. Small consolation for such a tough weekend. No leg win for Evans and Weston, but they take the rally victory and with it clinch back-to-back Australian Rally Championship titles.
So that's a pretty proud moment. What a year we've had. It's been an amazing ride, and the two-wheel drive category has just been so much fun. Something that we'll celebrate tonight. Thanks, Dad.
And let's not take anything away from Brendan Reeves and Rhiannon Smythe, their best performance to date. Another consistent run from Tom Wilde and Bill Hayes, with Mark Pedder holding off a late charge from younger brother Scott for fourth. Only the minor championship placings are up for grabs now, with the Renault teammates fighting it out for the runners-up trophy. And Honda is now hot favourite to take the manufacturer title. Just one round remains in the East Coast Bull Bars Australian Rally Championship. That's coming up later in the year. But Coates Hire Rally Australia will be remembered for 2 things: dust and the crowning of the 2013 Rally Champions. Bye for now.